In this video, I talk about how I teach the color spectrum, and I usually do this in first grade. Now, in kindergarten and in first grade, we have already talked about the color wheel. We've learned the primaries and the secondaries and mixing colors. So when we're ready to move on to the color spectrum, I present them with the color wheel. Who remembers the color wheel? How many colors are in this wheel? And I will go over which of the primaries and the secondaries and which you mix. And then I talk about the color wheel is one way that we can talk about colors, but it is not the only way. There are other ways that we can talk and think about colors as well, like the rainbow. And of course, everybody loves the rainbow. Let's talk about the rainbow. How many colors are there in the rainbow? The rainbow has 7 colors. What about the color wheel? Well, which one is right? Are there 6 colors or 7 colors? You can let them argue about that one for a minute. Well, how many colors are there in the world? So this is where you want to talk about the fact that there are more colors than you can name. And when we use the color wheel or the spectrum of colors, it's just a way to help us understand colors and how to make colors and what colors are related to each other. And sometimes I talk about there are ways that artists talk about colors, and there are ways that scientists talk about colors. So today we're going to talk about the way the scientists like to look at colors. An easy way to remember the colors of the rainbow is ROY G BIV. What do you think ROY G BIV stands for? Let's start with the R. That's red. And then you go through the whole list: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Now the first ones are easy. You all know what red, orange, yellow, and green are. But then the spectrum gets a little bit tricky. When we were on the color wheel, we talked about blue and purple. But on the spectrum, they've sort of changed it up a little bit. For blue, they've divided it into blue and indigo. And purple, they're calling it violet. Remember, there are a lot of colors, and sometimes colors have 2 names. So let's take a look at blue, indigo, and violet. Blue is pretty easy. You all know what blue is. Well, indigo is a darker blue. In fact, indigo, the color, is named after indigo, the plant, and they use the plant indigo to dye blue jeans. So that real dark color you get in a new pair of blue jeans, that's called indigo. And violet is really the same thing as purple. And of course, there are many, many shades of blue, including indigo, and there are many shades of violet. Then you want to play a ROY G BIV video. So the problem with the They Might Be Giants video is their indigo isn't right. They've made it into a reddish purple instead of a dark blue. If anyone points that out, and they never do, sometimes I do, I'll say, no, I don't think they got that right, did they? I don't think indigo should be that color. I think indigo should be dark blue. But really, this is just a quick way to learn the acronym. There are many other ROY G BIV videos out there, so you can pick the one that best suits your class. Do you like Snoop Dogg? Jack Hartman? This TV pudding thing is very strange. I think it's Scottish. But there are a lot of choices, and they all represent the BIV a little bit differently. So after the video, I ask them if anyone can see ROY G BIV in the room. Does anyone see the rainbows all over the room? They're on the ceiling and the walls, and they're in the air. You can't see them? Oh, let me put on these glasses. Oh, there they are. So these glasses are called diffraction glasses, and you can get them on Amazon fairly cheap. They're just paper. I have the same glass. The same glasses will last for years if you hand them out and collect them. Or if you've got the budget for them, let them keep it. When you put on these glasses, all the light sources in the room diffract into the color spectrum. They're really cool. If my window shades were closed because I was showing the video, I'll open up the window shades so that everybody can look out at the sun and enjoy the color spectrum. Next, we're going to play a game. Now, I like to use quick sticks for the color spectrum. They're kind of expensive, but the reason I like them, other than they're really cool, is because they have their colors divided in a blue, indigo, violet that is just the way I want to use them. You can buy the larger sets and just pick out the colors you're going to use for this, or you can buy quick sticks in individual sets of 12. The activity and the coloring will really work with any kind of coloring tools you have, but you want to pre-sort it. You don't want to have the kids digging through a big crayon box trying to discern which one is blue and which one is indigo. And what I do for the quick sticks is I will write with a magic marker on the cap, B for blue, an I for indigo, and a V for violet, so that it's very easy for them to determine which one is next. So again, I play this game with the color sticks. You can easily play it with crayons or colored pencils, or you can just play it with construction paper. You are going to give each child one item. You want to make sure you've got an equal number. So if I've got a full class with 7, I usually have 3 reds, 3 oranges, 3 yellows. And then we're going to line up. So everybody's got one color, and then I will ask, if you have a red, if you are holding red, I want you to come and stand right here. And so the reds line up. What color do you think should be next? Okay, let's have the oranges line up, and then the oranges line up, and then we line up in rainbow order. And if you wanted, you could even parade around the room waving your rainbow colors. If you've got time, you can sit back down, mix up the colors, and line up again. And again, I recommend marking the blue and indigo items. So if you have, even with construction paper, if you write indigo on the ones that are indigo and blue on the ones that are blue, that will help. And you could just mark them all just in case you have any boys especially that have color blindness. Then we're going to color. You can get any number of rainbow coloring sheets. You can make your own, or you can get them off the internet, but you definitely want to check them first. This one has all of the words written right in there. I like that. This one does not, but both of these have 7 stripes. This one has 6 stripes, and if you didn't take the time to count that, you would be caught up short. And this one only has 5 stripes. This one has all 7 colors, but they've got the red on the inside instead of the outside. I don't know that that matters, but you want it to be consistent how you're teaching it. So don't just look at a rainbow and say, I'll take that, because I have made that mistake. I bought one off of Teachers Pay Teachers one time that was actually themed to go along with the They Might Be Giant ROY G BIV video, and it only had 6 stripes. So count your stripes. I like to color these with quick sticks just because it's so fun and so bold, but any coloring tool will do. But I do recommend that you pre-sort and pick out just the 7 colors that you want them to use. Then once we've done our exercise of coloring in our coloring sheet, then we can make the real art. And that is, what are you going to do with these colors? What else can you make with the colors of the rainbow? And you can see some of my friends are making their own rainbows on great big sheets of newsprint. And you can't really see there, the girl on the left is writing, I love you. And she's writing it. She's only got the first 3 letters, but she's writing it in color spectrum order. I let them cut them out, glue them down. It's just a really easy 1-session lesson. So I'm posting my whole curriculum online. Like and subscribe to have easy access to the whole collection. I'm Heidi Howe, and that was Color Spectrum.